So introducing the Poco M3. Let's start with battery, a feature that is already quite good at the entry smartphone segment. But we took it even further. Poco M3, we have a gigantic 6,000 milliamp battery. With 6,000 milliamp battery, you're getting a lot of hours of media consumption. And when you need to charge up, we do support 18-watt quick charge. Of course, an inbox charger included. And also reverse wire charging is available as well. For the Poco M3, we have a high cycle count battery that can reach up to 1,000 cycles under room temperature and 600 under high temperature, providing more battery lifespan than your average smartphone. Then we have camera. For the Poco M3, we have a very capable main camera pushing out 48 megapixel. On top of our 48 megapixel camera, we also have 2 other lenses to push out even more modes for our fans to try out and explore their creativity. First, we have the 48 megapixel. And you can just see the immense detail in this image. And if we take a look, even when you're in action, it can capture a lot of details. But not only the day the Poco M3 shines. We also explored night mode in scenarios where you might actually use. Then we have portrait mode. Using the depth sensor, the details on this image, the blurred background is just right with the model perfectly cut for all the right details. Now we have my favorite, macro mode. When you use Poco M3's macro mode, you're seeing a different world. Along with all the different lenses we have also pushed out some really cool features for the Poco M3. Features that can really let our fans explore different type of editing and have a lot of fun with it. First, we have Movie Frame. Now, this is a really cool feature, and I'm personally a film fanatic. In Movie Frame, you're giving all your images a more cinematic feel, making it look even more professional and capturing even more. Then, we also have time-lapse. Then we have color focus. It will change the background to black and white, while the model remains still in color. While we're on the subject of capturing content, what about viewing? For the Poco M3, we have a 6.53-inch large display. We also made sure our front display have minimal bezels. But we also took good care of our screen. With Corning Gorilla Glass protection technology, the Poco M3 screen is more durable, FHD+. It's basically comparing 720p and 1080p. And I can tell you, 1080p is much, much better. A large 6.53-inch display that features a 90.34 screen-to-body ratio, one of the best in the entry segment. Now, instead of giving you a Snapdragon 400 series processor, we put a Snapdragon 662, which is the latest 4G 600 series processor launched by Qualcomm this year. And when it comes to speed, it's also no slouch. It has a processing power up to 2.0 gigahertz using the Adreno 610 GPU. The Snapdragon 662 actually outperforms the 665 in an Antutu performance test by quite a bit. We also have 4 gig of LPDDR4X RAM. This is a very popular RAM technology used through all segments of phones. And when it comes to storage, write speed is also very good. Not only we have up to 128 gigabyte of option, we also put UFS 2.2 technology in the Poco M3. We also have a 2+1 SIM card tray that allows you to use dual SIM and have one extra slot for the micro SD card that can support up to 512 gigabytes of storage. Lastly, the design. First, we decided to put the Poco logo on the top right corner of the phone. First, we have the Poco M3 in Power Black, but we also have a very cool color, the Poco M3 in Cool Blue. But we wanted to create something that is Poco. Yellow. Poco yellow. Now, when I saw this, I was honestly quite speechless. And when it comes to the texture of the Poco M3, it's an anti-fingerprint texture back. It's almost leather-like feel. It's very grippy, and it leaves no fingerprint behind. With the Poco M3, you will have a very thin camera bump, with just less than 1 millimeter of thickness. With the Poco M3, it weighs just 198 grams, and we did not cut corners on audio. The Poco M3 features a dual speakers, giving you more sound, more immersive, and more clear experience. Of course, when it comes to some must-have features, we also have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and the IR blaster. It's just what you expected. At the entry smartphone segment, a lot of smartphone makers are still putting fingerprint in the back of the phone. We believe putting it on the side will give you a better ergonomic feel, and it's handy. If you take a look at our features and specs, you can see we beat out the Samsung A31 and the Oppo A5 III in almost every single feature. Now, they have a price of roughly $250 and $220. Well, the Poco M3, for our 4GB and 64GB variant, we have an amazing price at $149 US. For the 4GB plus 128GB option, we have an amazing price at $169 US. But guys, I did say today was all about more than you expect. For Black Friday, we're going to give you something special. Instead of starting at $149 US, you can get the 4GB and 64GB variant at $129. And the higher variant, instead of $169, you're going to get it at $149. Now, the Poco M3 will have its availability beginning on Black Friday, November 27th. So please follow our social media accounts in your region to stay up to date on when it will be available. Now, we're heading towards the end of 2020, and the Poco team look forward to see you guys very, very soon in 2021 with some big news.